Chris Kenna, welcome to Focus on the Fun Stuff.
Thanks for having me.
I'm really excited about today. I think we're going to have some really big conversations because you were involved in a lot of big stuff. And I was trying to write my intro to kind of position what you've done, where you've come from, I guess. But I wanted to put it to you. I wanted to say, so if somebody asks you, what do you do? What do you say, Chris?
Gosh. Well, it depends who's asking.
That's a good answer.
But, mostly, I just say an entrepreneur and a dad, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're an entrepreneur, you're a military veteran as well, and you're a media innovator. So, like, most of your entrepreneurial career has been in media. Is that correct?
Until recently, yeah.
Okay, and now it's heavily in AI.
Yeah.
And data centers.
Yeah. There's still media on that, but yeah, so heavily in, I'd say, sovereign AI, like owning it ourselves.
Is that what sovereign AI means?
Yeah.
And why is that unusual in the industry?
In the UK, yeah. I mean, the UK invented the computer, the internet, and AI, and doesn't own any of it.
It's interesting. Tell me what you mean by that. Do you mean like the infrastructure of it?
All of it,
or?
Yeah. So if you think, like, we invented the computer, it was literally invented here in Manchester. We invented AI, again, invented here in Manchester. That was Alan Turing. He invented the first sort of versions of algorithmic learning to crack Enigma.
Wow.
And then, the internet. We seen that guy when we did the Olympics, the actual guy that was on there.
Yeah.
He's the guy that invented the internet.
Oh, my gosh.
And what does the UK own? Nothing. Not one bit of it. Actually, it can be turned off to us and used as a stick to beat us, as we all watched recently in the press.
So it's quite a deep question just to get started, but in terms of like owning it yourself in your business, what does that mean? Like the infrastructure, what it runs on, the LLM?
All of it. So we wanted I wanted to do media, but using AI, but quite quickly realized, like, if you try and do it on other people's cloud infrastructure, whoever that might be, and as we know, most of the cloud infrastructure comes from one country, then...
As in the US?
The US, yeah. Then there's a high cost for that, and it could be switched off, and it can be used if your head starts to come above the parapet and they start seeing that you're doing well, what's to stop them putting the prices up?
Yeah.
To squash you out?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the world's very political at the moment, you know, from tariffs to forgetting that we were even in the military with them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's been a lot going on.
That was crazy, wasn't it? Yeah.
So I just, and I suppose we'll get into it as we go back into the past, but I've had a lot of stuff took away for, through other people's choices of taking stuff away, not even all the time through mistakes of my own. So I can't have it again. So what I mean by sovereign is we build the data centers. They're all up here. We've got one in Manchester. We've got one in Liverpool, one in Durham. We built the UK's first public large language model. It's called Mother. So it's the same as ChatGPT. Literally goes live public this month. And the whole UK will have, and it speaks very Britishly as well. So no more Zs, all S's. Ask it how to make a cup of tea and it'll tell you properly. So that took a while. That's taken us a year to do. But and then on top of the large language model, all the other models like text to video, text to audio, stuff like that. And then we've built our media stuff on top of that. So now it's sovereign, it's British. And I didn't know at the time when we were doing it. I was doing it a little bit because of chip on my shoulder because of what had happened in when I was in New York. But then now, I don't know how much you've followed the news recently, but literally there is a massive decoupling from the US happening right now.
Yeah.
Like, you look at France, they're literally telling everyone, get off American cloud.
Yeah.
Use European stuff. The UK is doing it as well. We just, I think people, I love history. Love it, right? I've always liked history. And although 95% of it's been bad, I love our history as well. Because we're probably the one nation that's done it all and has learnt the quickest. We've abolished slavery 100 years before US. You know, things like that. Like, yes, we've done bad stuff in history, but we've also learned, and we don't have a constitution in this country. We don't actually need one because we all know what the rule of law is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I do, yeah.
So we know what's right, we know what's wrong. And so, yeah, I think it's quite nice now that we're in a place where, you know, we were thinking sovereignty was like a novelty thing, and now it's sort of a national interest. It's you know, we've had tariffs and stuff like that. What if it just turns off AI?
Yeah.
Everybody's plugged into it now. Everything's running from it. What if it turns it off and then says, yeah, I'll turn it back on, but this is what it'll cost you.
Based on this
or I want you to do this politically, or I want you to give me Greenland, or I want you to help me take Canada, or I want you to, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'd never thought of that.
Like, he could just do it tomorrow. And there's things he already has like laws as well. There's a thing called the Cloud Act, and it's basically that he's allowed to get the details of any information a company holds on American cloud or AI.
Really?
Anything. He could go in, and the NHS is on there, the police is on there, the military's on there, the government's on there.
Oh my God.
And he can take it all of it, just with one order. They have a thing in the US already, it's called the Patriots Act, where he's allowed to do that. But now he's allowed to do it in our country, because you're on the cloud.
So I've never thought about it in the way that you just articulated it. Are there other people, like the UK, are we actively doing this? Or is this like...
We're moving away from, yeah. The whole of Europe is.
Right.
Yeah. I think like Davos was the last...
Yeah.
You know, like the UK is a quiet country right now, you know, like, well, unless you get us pissed, but we're, do you know what I mean? Like we've been quite quiet. We're not gobbing off on the world stage.
Yeah, we've been quite reserved.
We have, yeah, and we do. That is,
that is.
you know, like throughout history, you know, do you remember when Princess Diana died and the Queen was getting all that jip because she wouldn't come out? And, you know, like she said, well, we're British, it's quiet contemplation, like we're pragmatic. Until you start rattling us, and there's not that many things that rattle us, but, you know, forgetting about our military being in places, saying that we would never be at someone's side should they have problems, when the only person that's ever called Article 5 was America. I joined the army the day the planes hit the building.
Really?
Yeah.
That's the day you joined the army?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it was that week. And so, yeah, I just think we're just it's given us a little bit of a, do you know what? If we've invented all this stuff,
we need to.
How can it be used against us?
We
should own. Why do we not have the biggest computer company if we invented the computer?
Yeah.
We don't even have one computer company.
Yeah.
Not one. We used to have Amstrad, didn't we? But even that's gone now.
Yeah.
So we've built it from the ground up, all owned by us. You know, I've even been strict on my investment as well, so I could only get 30% investment from outside of Europe.
Wow. Has that made it difficult or more challenging?
No, it's actually no, because people like it. You know, like you've got to remember, like the UK's got a lot of money. We're just not very good at letting go of it. Do you know what I mean? It's really hard to raise money here. Don't get me wrong. I know it is. Compared to the US, it's really hard. But we're still like the 5th, 6th richest country in the world. There's loads of money in this country, like loads. It's just, you know, when you're in the US and some other countries, the people that decide who gets investment, they are entrepreneurs, just like us.
Yeah.
Whereas in the UK, they're all CFOs.
Yeah, okay.
They all work in finance.
Right.
So it's all like, well, you go and show me how well it's going to do, and then come back and ask me. And you're like, well, when I've made some money, I won't bloody need you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so you're stuck in this thing where people are saying, well, just show me it working. Whereas, you know, in the US, you can just have like an idea on the back of a cigarette box, and do you know what I mean? If you're in the room with the right person, you'll walk out with a few million.
Yeah, totally.
And if not a billion, if we've all watched How We Work. He was bloody in a taxi with a guy from SoftBank, wasn't he? Walked out with like 2 billion or something.
The WeWork guy?
Yeah.
Was he really?
Yeah, I watched it on, I don't know. I watched it on Apple. Don't know how true it was. But yeah, so we definitely, that's what sovereign is for us, is sort of to let it be British again.
That's,
you know,
amazing.
And it's not like a nationalist thing. You know, when we first started, it was before all the stuff politically had happened, and I was sort of you know, a bit worried of if we start talking about sovereignty and blah, 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 then, you know, are people going to be looking at our arms, looking for a bulldog tattoo? Or, do you know what I mean? You know, because we're not the best country for, if you talk about being proud, then we sort of lump it under
racism now. Yeah.
We do. Do you know what I mean? The second.
Very confusing, hasn't it?
Yeah. So, and you know, I'm not sticking flags on bloody lampposts all over the place. I just think if we're going to work, we're a hard-working nation. We shouldn't be dictated to by people outside of our country and culture about the way that we have to do business, about the way we can live, about, you know, what we should stand up for. I don't think that should happen. So yeah, that's why we've went down this route of build it here. And now lots more people are joined on it. And
I think that's like the best mission I've ever heard. Like when you talk about mission, vision, values for a business, like that's amazing. Like, wow. I wanted to ask you, Chris. So well, like just prior to this episode, we were chatting a little bit about you had a very challenging upbringing. You were in care homes for most of your youth, I think. Yeah. You're a military veteran. You started your first agency. Was it a production agency?
Yeah, a production company, literally about 5 doors away from where we are.
And we're going to get into some of the stories you've told, but I just wanted to ask, like, I feel like most business owners, I think there's a stat, I think it's like less than 0.5% of businesses even get past $1 million turnover. Like, can you identify how, because you've obviously thought very big, like this, like, were you ever conscious of that? Like the stuff that you're doing now, the valuation that your business is getting, do you know, like the kind of, you know, the business plan that you set up of having, you've got a TV channel, which is AI kind of, it will help deliver the kind of content you want to watch. Like that's very high level visionary ideas thinking. Like, has it ever been, one, overwhelming, but two, like, do you know that kind of drive to do big things? It's very, very unusual.
Is it?
Well, definitely the data says that most people are kind of, they work on their own, they don't have any team, they're definitely maybe up to like 500,000. Do you know what I mean? Like that, there's not many, there must be a very small group.
I don't know where it comes from. I have it every day. I can't sleep very much. I don't sleep very much. I'm tired all the time. But I don't mind.
Is that because you constantly
thinking,
what next? Yeah.
Stop. Every day. It's just like, I'm very good at chess. Because I'm quite good at thinking a few steps ahead.
Yeah. Your next move.
Do you know what? I think I can't lose. I could lose companies, and I have.
Yeah.
I can lose money. I definitely have. I can make bad decisions, but I can never lose, not really, because I already, even without the money or anything like that, I'm already richer than I've ever been, because I have a family now. I've got kids. Do you know what I mean? I've got things that can't be took away from me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'll always have a roof over my head, whether it's my roof or a friend's roof, or do you know what I mean? Like, I have kids in their 20s now, so it'll be their roof if anything goes really bad. Like, they're, whereas before I didn't have any of that when I was growing up, really. You know, like, I was more in my teens, but I was in and out of children's homes. I was shipped to different children's homes in different cities and stuff like that. I spent a little bit in Liverpool, in Dovecot. I was a little bit in where else was I? Oh, actually, no, Dovecot. Let me retract that. Dovecot wasn't a children's home. That's some family lived there. Where was I? I've been obviously quite a lot here in Manchester. But then I was Scotland, Sunderland. I was in a children's home, YMCA in Sunderland, from the age of like 15 to 17.
Gosh.
So like I got shipped quite a lot around. You know. And most of it was cool. 10% of it wasn't. And so, I think now I have stability. And so I could take risks that maybe others aren't comfortable taking. Yeah. But it's because I can never lose. I'll always have more than what I started with. So.
And is that how you approach risk?
I don't always think of it that deeply.
No.
I'm just inherent in me that like you don't get anywhere without taking the risk.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, this company at the moment is probably the biggest risk I've ever took, just because the numbers are so big.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
You've raised a lot of investment.
Yeah. You know, and a lot of it's debt raise as well, rather than equity raise.
Okay.
You know, so there's a lot of debt that sits there that needs to be repaid, and so and when you know anything over 50 million's a lot, but when you're talking like 120 million in debt finance and it gives you nice nice headlines of what you're going to what you possibly can IPO at a couple of billion and stuff like that, but it's all not real. You know, it's not real money. There isn't a billion in any account that I'm associated with. If there is, somebody needs to tell me. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not real money. It's not real. And valuations, what are they? They're just the price they think someone will pay for it, you know. I have a high risk tolerance, but and also I just get bored. I've got like mad ADHD, so and I took Adderall for a little bit, but then that just made me lose it, whatever the superpower was. It was
Did it like dull you down a bit? Yeah,
I hated it. I hated every moment of it. It was like I have epilepsy as well, and so when it gets really bad, I have to take Valium as well as my epilepsy tablets, Epilum, and so it was a bit like taking Valium. Like it just took it away.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
No, totally get it.
So I don't. I'd rather just be a bit scatty and like a little bit like Tasmanian devil, but at least shit gets done.
Yeah.
Can I swear?
Yeah, you can definitely swear. It's fine.
Cool. I was gonna say,
and you're obviously the visionary. You're the big idea guy. When, like, in the businesses that you've had, like the production agency, you had a diversity marketing agency that we're going to talk about, the business now. I just want to ask, like, how have you approached? Have you, because I would, like, you've got great ideas. I assume you need the people around you to implement them. Like, what's been your approach to starting businesses a lot of the time? And I think this is why business owners get stuck in the weeds. They're like wearing every single hat. They're trying to learn all the things, do all the things. Like, have you approached starting a business the same way each time? Or do you think you've got better at it?
Got better at it. I've always found I always need stability around me. One of them is in the room, so he's been on every company I've had. He's worked on it.
Really?
Yeah, Dean, that helped set this up.
Yeah.
He's been in every company since here.
Wow. So does he kind of like make shit happen, basically?
Yes. Yeah. And just is like, I'm like, like, do you know what I mean? Whereas he's very like on it. So I think everybody needs a person like that. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Does he help you like protect your time as well? If he's kind of like going, there's too much going on here, Chris. You need some time here.
Yeah. Like, I think you said it when we first got here. Everyone always thinks he's my assistant. He's not my assistant. And if he did, if he heard anybody, if he heard me say that, he'd quit. But it's sort of like the yin to your yang. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
And then there's other people that have helped. They're not all worked in every company, but have been an integral part of that company. Because having ideas is one thing, bringing them to life is another. I think I probably if I'm going to blow smoke up my own backside, I'd say I probably straddle both of them quite well. It's not. I don't just come up with an idea. I tend to come up with an idea and get it sold in, and then I go, shit, am I going to deliver this? Do you know what I mean? Like I'm pretty good at getting to that point of selling it.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, do you know how to do it? No, I don't either. I just said it. And I'm really bad at saying no when somebody says, oh, can you do this? Especially if they've got money in their hand. I'm like, no, we can do that.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. So I think I don't have loads of ideas. I just have loads of ways to make that idea work.
I get you.
Do you know what I mean? It's not like I come up with 1,000 businesses. I don't. I come up with one business and 1,000 ways to make it happen. Yeah. And then if the first way doesn't work, the next way, the next way, the next way. And normally, I like military strategy. I quite like reading about that, and that's always like you have your sort of your main objective, but then you have two other objectives as well, and a QRF, it's called, so a quick reaction force, so something in the background that if that goes wrong, that quickly comes in and
right
masks it, helps it, saves it, brings it home. So I always sort of plan things in my head like that. So there's sort of like the main idea, then there's the backup thing, and then there's the QRF to come in and save it if it starts going wrong. I do that on everything really.
So it's a proper like kind of top, like over the top view of everything, all the whats and ifs.
But my brain does that on like
everything.
Going to the shop, like
right.
what if the shop's closed? All right, well there's another shop. What if that one's closed? Well, I've got a mate with lots of food in his fridge. Do you know what I mean? Like it's the way I think.
Can we just talk a little bit about your idea for this business that you have now, which is MediaStream, and just roping it in with the previous business that you had and what happened there, like the story you just told.
So I'll try and say the version that doesn't get me in court, but I had a diversity agency, did really well during COVID. We grew during COVID, got a fantastic team, and then I went on a trade mission to the US, to New York, with London and Partners, and the UK government, and then ended up setting an office up there. We set up an office in Brooklyn, and we did well. It was doing well. It was in Brooklyn, and we had Manhattan as well, and we got some big clients, and it was all going really well, and we were growing, and then leader of the free world banned diversity, basically wrote an executive order, and that just overnight killed us.
What was that related to, that order? Just not spending time and focus on it, or?
Do you know anything that?
Yeah, okay.
Like
we can't reason it. Yeah.
No, none of it. Honestly, like I don't. Still now, I don't quite understand how you ban diversity. Like I'd love to read the executive order. I've never read it. I suppose there's a place you can read them. But I'm sure of it. I think over here it was just a fleeting news story. Right. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But over there it was like a big thing. And so companies couldn't work with us and work with the State Department and stuff like that. And so, and then there was announcements of like different companies were put on different websites about whether they work in diversity and stuff, and that just made it dangerous then. Like when your company and your own name has been said out publicly and associated with something that's been vilified.
Yeah. So the White House basically published your name and address.
Well, they published a lot of people's details.
And why were they doing that?
I think it was just. I think that's how it's examples of what they're talking about.
Right.
I don't really know.
You. Okay.
I don't really know. I just know there was an executive order. It had, and it was it. From everything I do know, because I left within 24 hours. As soon as I thought it was unsafe, I just left. But from everything I do know is the executive order specifically said that the U.S. State Department will no longer be focusing on any DEI initiatives.
Right.
And because of the way that our agency was, we were classified in the US as a DEI agency. We were helping US companies and US government departments to reach African Americans, to reach Hispanic Americans, to reach LGBTQ+, etc. Because these were the media that we ran, and the campaigns that we ran for them. And so, just overnight switched off.
And so so what happened to the business in Brooklyn?
So we shut that. We had to shut quite quickly. But it just had a big ripple effect. It took the UK down with it. We had bills that were, would have been easily covered with profit. But when the thing was as well, and it switched off overnight and just took away from us about £5.5 million overnight.
Wow.
So all this forecasting, and it left us with about 500k that we actually got. So yeah, that was like, it was a massive like pullback.
Yeah.
And it just wrecked everything really. So in the end, we tried to hang on for as long as we could.
Yeah.
Back in the UK, but in the end, I had to put the company into liquidation. It was just, you know, people lost their jobs.
Yeah, yeah.
It was crap. And yeah, there was just no way of saving it in the end. Because another thing that sort of was a hindrance to the UK company was we grew during COVID. You know, like we were nothing really. We were just a tiny little idea and a couple of people at the beginning of COVID. By the end of COVID, we were running like 5-6 campaigns a month for the government. Gosh. So more sometimes. So like every campaign that you were seeing, so like, do you remember like you would have get vaccinated, but then you'd have you'd have eat out to dine out to, do you remember when you gave us all the tenner to go and eat?
Yes, what was that?
Yeah, so we ran that campaign.
Did you?
Yeah, we ran lots and to different communities as well, and tailoring them to the community. We ran Ramadan campaigns,
right? Got you.
Stuff like that. Because Ramadan, how's everyone going to get together during Ramadan? But be safe if you all got to stay away. So we ran campaigns for the government for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, lots and lots of campaigns, and the and so we grew a lot. The thing during COVID was you didn't have to pay VAT or national insurance. There's a whole break because nobody was open.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So they gave you a break. So we had a year and a half of massive growth, and my inexperience, I wasn't because we were given this break. I was like, okay, well, let's just plow that into growth. You know, get more people, do more stuff. Let's get ourselves ready for when there is no more COVID campaigns, but we're ready. What I should have just done is paid the VAT anyway, because then at the end of COVID, we had a £2 million VAT bill.
Got you. It was waiting at the end.
Yeah, because they just sort of, they made it sound like it was all this great, we're doing this for you. No, you're not. You're just making it much harder for me at the end. But you naively don't see that. So anyway, so we, and then it was just trying to pay this bill back.
Yeah.
And it just, we just never, once what happened in the US.
It was just all, it as well.
Yeah. And then it was just like, we're never going to pay it back. Like it's just going to follow us. We got it down, I don't know, got it down to about 800k or something like that. So we paid a chunk. But it just, in the end, it just wasn't viable to carry on anymore. And, you know, Black Lives Matter had sort of faded out, diversity. You know,
what year was that?
So this isn't not that long ago, is it?
It was in COVID, wasn't it? Or was it?
So Black Lives Matter was COVID.
Yeah, it was
during COVID. Okay, yeah. So, but by this time, obviously, COVID was well over. About a year or two into the second year out of COVID, and just. I mean, it's still happening a little bit now, even here a little bit. Like things that had gone forwards, sort of 2 steps forwards, 3 steps back. Do you know what I mean? Like literally things. Yeah. People have got short memories. Maybe it's Black Lives don't matter as much anymore. I don't know.
I get you totally.
Yeah, so that was the end of that really, and I learned a lot from it. I learned more on the way down than I ever did on the way up.
Did you? That was what I wanted to ask you next. Like, how did you deal with it? Because you've mentioned a few times about building stuff that like you own, people can't take away from you, and I totally get that. I also get the like you've got a point to prove as well, or you have had previously. Yeah. It's like, how did you deal with that business closing, and was there getting that like energy back to go, okay, that happened, we're going to go again, I've got a new idea.
So I never lost the energy.
Okay.
I'm just trying to think of how to articulate. I don't think like everybody else, which is probably good 40% of the time, but like so things where other people would be really upset, I don't get really upset.
Okay.
I'm sad, but I'm not. So I struggle with that sometimes, right? I don't know why, I just do. I hope I'm not heartless. I don't think I am.
No.
I think it's just, I just don't show it like everybody else. Otherwise I would have spent a whole childhood just Do you know, especially my teens.
Yeah, I'm
let's say.
sure that
Less than my
shaped it.
childhood, but my teens, I would have just, you know, like you can't. That's a weakness, and people will just jump on it. And
Yeah.
you know, living in children's homes with 9 other guys, like they'll just batter you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, they'll take everything you've got every day. So like you just don't. And now, as an adult, I can't. Like sometimes, you know, like I just that emotion is not showing the way you wanted it to show, and so that affected things more than the actual what was going on. I think, you know, especially when staff are losing their jobs and stuff like that, and they were wanting people were wanting something from me that I didn't have, and it didn't mean I wasn't like sad about it, and I wish I tried everything I could for longer. We probably kept the company going for a year longer than we should have.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We
You tried.
We should have walked away a year before that. It would have been more. We should have. It would have been better for everybody, but we didn't, because that's also not in me to quit. You know, so it needed to be impossible before I could stop. Not just a bad day. I can do bad days for as long as I need to do bad days. Do you know what I mean? Like that's. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was probably, and that's what I mean by I learned more, was like I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about what I can put up with, but also I learned a lot about how sometimes I might need to, if my face is not showing the thing it needs to show, then learn how to make your face show it.
Because that's important to other people to see it.
Yeah.
I get that. As in, like, at that time, team members. And so, okay, I totally get that.
Do you know what I mean? Otherwise, things will just turn on you because you are this heartless bastard that's just moving on. And you're like, I'm not, like, guys, it's just, I just can't, like, it doesn't happen like that. I can't break down with you. You know, I can't go into a room and I think it was less about my expressions at the time. I think it was more how I just got up and I was like, okay, really sad, thanks, it was great to know you all. Right.
Yeah.
I'd love you to, do you know what I mean? Like, I just got up and got on. And I don't know whether that's military, I don't know whether that's smart, you know, because you have to. In the military, anything could happen. You could be walking away from somebody you know that's just lay there. That didn't happen to me, but you could be. I think I'm just not wired the same as everybody else. But it taught me taught me to look at myself and
to reflect a bit more on that.
Yeah, and to just to see, you know, I'm not too bad. Well, actually, I'm crap at it, but. I thought I wasn't too bad at acting, so maybe it's just sometimes in life you just have to. Do you know what I mean? It's not just about how you get over something. Yeah. Especially if you're going to call yourself a leader, then you need to actually lead, and that sometimes means you have to. It might not be the true expression of the feeling, but if you're going to be a leader, it needs to be about other people and not about how you are.
Yeah, I do get that. In ways as well, I do admire what you're saying because, like, I think businesses fail, don't they? And businesses start again. And in the US, I know, like, there's a lot of bad stuff going on in the US, but in the US, I feel like it's almost like a bit of a badge of honor that you've had a business fail. It's like, oh, like, fair play to you. You're on to the next thing. Do you know? And whereas here, it can be much more of a, like, I think, like, the British press are very eager to report he's gone into liquidation or he's done this, it's kind of a really terrible thing. But businesses fail every day, and they often lead to a much better business, don't they? And as a leader, you do have to put your own oxygen mask on first, don't you? To don't know, make the situation as good as it can be, to protect yourself, to move on to the next thing. Like, I'm sure you're still, again, providing loads of employment to your team members now. I think in the UK we can get too down the rabbit hole of, oh my God, I'm a failure, this has happened, which is also not beneficial, is it?
No, because the economy needs SMEs.
Yeah.
Like, because something like 80% of the economy is SMEs.
Humongous, yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, it needs us to get up.
To keep things going,
Keep going. And, you know, I don't think there's ever a business that's too big to fail. So even if you're, you know, getting in the money you want. You're building a good, strong business. It's getting crazy valuations. So don't take anything for granted.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it can still all go wrong. So you still got to work hard at it. Press has been. I'm saying this because the press has been quite good to me so far. They haven't like totally jumped on us. I think it's about to happen.
Do you? Why?
Yeah, because everyone's getting called off the. So there's, you know, that the Bureau of Investigative Journalists.
No, I don't know what that is.
Right, so it's basically a load of journalists that when they want to find a story, they're the ones that go in and try and find it.
Right.
They've been phoning my friends and family all for the last 3 weeks.
No.
Yeah, everybody. So whoever you are. Yeah, they have, everybody. So asking about old company, asking about the US, asking about, but then, you know, I should expect it as well, you know, because I've had some great articles and like lots of great press at the moment saying some crazy numbers. So of course they're going to look.
Yeah, I was going to say, because your profile has and is rising quite quickly, hasn't it, over the past, is it like 12 months, 24 months or so?
So yeah, of course they're going to give me a kick. And, you know, as well, like, you know, I can only talk for myself. I don't know about you, but like, if you pick anybody up and shake them,
yeah, of
change
course.
falls out. Like,
yeah, that's a great analogy.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, totally.
So, and I've had a colourful life, but I don't think I've done bad. I hope not. She'll find out one day. I'll soon get to read it. But like, you know, like, well, there's never been anything, you know, there's no old school stuff. There's been no harassments, you know. I don't think there's ever going to be any stories like that.
Yeah.
Don't slap people on asses or anything like that. Do you know what I mean? Like that's not a business I've run. But I do know what my downfall is, or my sort of flip side is, and that is I am really driven. And sometimes if you're just not, like, you're in my way, and whether I work with you or not, if you're just in the way, I could sometimes be like, could you move?
Yeah. Well, yeah, but I don't think there's anybody that's been super successful that doesn't do that. Like that is one of the reasons why
I can be bad at that. Like, I don't mean like I scream and shout or anything like that. No, but just like my
you know, the direction you want to go in.
Yeah, and my sort of, I have a really low bullshit tolerance, and you know, like, and like, so salespeople that like, I'm not the best if they're like, yeah, no, I'm bringing in £1 million, and then you find out it's like 10 grand, you know, and 800K's worth of fanciful thinking.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I'm not the best at like not saying that in the meeting, rather than the whole thing where you should go into another room and then maybe say it.
Right, yeah,
I've done that wrong a few times.
Yeah.
And I'm learning and teaching myself, but yeah, it's like a everyday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there has to be, like, you're taking much bigger risks than most people. Like, the business you got is much, much bigger than most people's. Like, there has to be some elements that not everybody adopts that get you there, isn't it? Like, one of my mentors, is the greatest saying that I always learn by is like, you get what you tolerate. And to be fair, most business owners will just go, oh, right, okay, it's fine then. And like, it is one of the biggest differences, isn't it? I think, in my experience of speaking to business owners, from having the business that you love, it's either growing, it's giving you the revenue you want, whatever that is to you. But most people just tolerate shit or mediocre, and they don't go, I think sorry.
Up north it's a little bit better, actually. Since I've been back, like, I think there's an etiquette down south where you can't really say what you're thinking at all to anybody. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Totally get
Whereas
that.
up north, you sort of get told, don't you?
More direct, yeah.
Yeah, it is. You know, and it's not rudeness. It's just, and I'm not, you know, it's not somebody trying to bully or anything. It's just saying, like, come on, dude. Like, I know you can do better. You know you can do better. This isn't what we need. Yeah. Come on, let's go and do it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think I found it a lot easier since I've been back here to find my leadership than I did down in London, to be honest, because it's all a bit fluffy, and it's just like, we can all hug or we can get something done. I'd rather get something done. And, like, I don't know. I don't mean that rudely, because you should have, things, there's checks and balances in place in the workplace to make sure that people are safe. I get that. I'm not knocking that. I really am not. It's just sometimes we're so stuck in the, that nothing actually gets done.
I totally get that.
Yeah, and it's just, I'm not very good at that. And like, I can last it for about an hour, and then, then I'm itching, and then I start I'll just walk away if I have to.
Yeah. Well, it takes a lot of energy to maintain a high-performing team, doesn't it? Because I think most people will naturally kind of sink back down to what's easy, what's, like routine, common, and like like from a leadership perspective, like constantly pushing. Sorry, this is not good enough, guys. We need to be up here. It takes energy and effort, and it's frustrating when it doesn't work. Totally.
Excuse me.
I wanted to ask, like, what you've achieved already a lot. I wanted to ask what is like your North Star and what's motivating you? Is it like continuing the journey? Is it seeing how big and what can happen? Or is there a particular exit point? Like, is there a kind of thing that's motivating you currently?
Yeah, there is. I want to build a tech company that rivals US tech companies. Yeah.
And are there many or any of them in the UK?
There's some yes, but let me rephrase it then. I want to build a tech company that's as famous as the ones in the US.
Okay.
Because we've got like big tech companies like ARM, the chip maker.
Right.
They're chips pretty much in everything. But we just don't shout about it. Like, if you don't know who ARM is.
No, I don't. I've never heard of them.
Oh, yeah. No, they've got massive office here in Manchester.
Yeah?
Yeah, massive. Big campus. ARM. It was started in Cambridge, but it was, it's got a big arm up here. Big arm up here. But yeah, but nobody's heard of it.
No.
I think didn't it IPO not that long ago at 40 billion or something?
Oh wow!
Yeah, like it's massive. It's just nobody shouts about it. But everybody knows about Facebook and Google and blah blah blah. And I'm not saying I'm going to be as big. Well, actually, why not? Why not? Like, I'm literally sat in the country, and I'm sat in the country. But I know I've said it already. But I'm sat in the city that everything we use in AI, bloody invented here. So why can't we build the biggest company here with it? The intelligence is here. Yeah. And the amount of intelligence in Manchester as well. Do you know what I mean? Like there's the Graphite Institute, or Graphene, or whatever, whichever one.
Yeah, the Graphene Institute. Yeah,
and stuff like that. And then, we've always been on top of tech here. Yeah. We're just not very good at telling anyone.
Mm-hmm. Do you find the UK government like helpful, encouraging? Because clearly you must be on their radar in a big way.
Yeah.
Like, are they kind of...
It's starting to now, because they need to switch away from US dominance, and so I have an option for them, an AI that can do everything, that OpenAI is doing for them, or that Grok is doing for them. Yeah. Ours can do the same, so they can just switch it, basically. And then the UK government isn't plugging itself into something that's outside of the UK. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? The data's not going past Manchester. Yeah. Well, no, Durham's a bit higher, isn't it? Not going past Durham. Yeah. It's all staying here. It's on clouds. It's on all the GPUs and everything are all here that's powering the AI.
And is it like an active conversation that's happening with the UK government?
Yeah. Across all different departments and with the Ministry of Defence, etc. as well. So yeah, I think, and that's why I say, I always aim big, I wanted to be the biggest diversity agency. And honestly, I don't think it's blowing smoke up anybody's backside to say that Brand Advance was for a period, for a couple of years. We were everywhere. We were talked about everywhere. We were in the press every month in trade press. We were doing big events. We would have, I brought So Solid crew back together to perform just because we could. Yeah. Honestly, we were just having fun with it, So yeah, then obviously we've gone through what happened with that one, but yeah, with this, I think it's not about the fame. Well, actually, that's a lie.
Maybe there's a part of it.
There is a bit. Yeah. No.
Is it to like prove that you can do it?
Not me. To prove the UK can do it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I'm past. I've spent a lot of my life. I'm 45 years old this year, so I've spent a lot of my life proving to people what I can do. I'm over that now. Okay, like
you can do it.
Yeah. And I've proven it. So now it's like what we can do.
Yeah.
Like, since 17, when I first went to the Army Careers Office, I've just been proud of this country and what it can do and how it'll stand up for things that are right. And do you know what I mean? Stick our own kids in harm's way. Like my kid's just been doing training exercises in Greenland.
Oh, really?
In Greenland. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, he's in the army. He's in the German army though, because he's a traitor. But yeah, he's in the army. So like, yeah, I'm just very proud of the country. So and what it can be and what it has proven itself to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like especially in the last 10 years, like we sort of, I'd go as far as to say Europe is the leader of the free world now. Who else? People that bully can't lead the free world. So, so, and the UK, even though we're not in the EU, we help lead Europe.
Yeah, for
There's
sure.
No denying that. So, yeah, being quiet.
I totally get that.
So I think it'll be really good just for the country. And even if we're not the company that actually does it, like Facebook didn't invent social media.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but even if, do you remember Friends Reunited?
Yeah.
So the people that invented Friends Reunited here in the UK, they
I didn't know that was in
in
the UK.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. And they sold it to ITV for 112 million. So, this man and woman.
Did they?
Yeah, so this man and woman that made it, and they sold it for 112 million, and then it just fizzled out.
Right.
But yeah, so, and that was Facebook.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It was exactly the same as Facebook. And then you got like MySpace, haven't you, and stuff like that, if you remember that. And Bebo. So they all made a lot of money.
The
people that did it. But they might not be the ones that said it. I don't mind if that's what MSAI is. Like if we just get everybody come and build their own large language models, come and build their own data centers, just come and own it. I'll be just as proud.
Yeah.
Because, I'll still have a yacht in Cannes. Do you know what I mean? I'll have some money. So I'll just be sat on my yacht, very proud, because now there's 20 companies and
Watching
2 of them are bigger.
Yeah.
Like
people inspired by you and are now building.
and maybe it's not even, don't need to be inspired by me, but just be inspired by the fact that we can.
Yeah.
Like I think we just lost our mojo a little bit.
Totally.
And, like it bugs me out. I'm trying. I don't know why, but in the last sort of couple of years, I've started to think outside of me. Like, don't get me wrong. Sometimes it is all about Chris to Chris, but I don't know. The world's just got weird.
Yeah.
Like so weird. So I'll say the word scary, but I'm not really scared of it. But like, it's just especially because I've got kids, and then they'll have families and stuff, and like, what have we done? What have we left them? Like, what have we actually done? What have I done? I've joined the army to defend what I thought was a group of nations that were going to uphold freedom. He's now taking countries off people.
Yeah.
Just wakes up and says, I'll have that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So why was I in Iraq then?
Yeah, I totally get
What did I go to Iraq for? Nobody attacked the UK.
Yeah.
I'd never been to the US.
Yeah.
Like, why was I there? Like, why do people I know die? For what? Like, and so I've been thinking a lot of outside of myself, and just like, okay, I'm just a business owner, and this might be a success. It's on its way, but it might not in the end. But like, what are you actually doing though? I've had a lot of that thoughts. I feel like I was meant to have them in about 15 years time, but they've happened.
You're having them now. Now. What's the greater impact?
Yeah. Like, what's her name? So there's an American actress, she did Mockingbird. What's her name? Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh, right.
And she was talking about winning an Oscar, and she's like, what's it all about? I don't know what to do. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen it,
what's
actually.
it for? And I'm feeling a bit of that in life. What are we doing? Like, why?
Yeah.
You know, and so I need to bring it back to for my own sanity. I needed to bring it back to some kind of reasoning, and my reasoning is, you know, I think we're just meant to make it. We're meant to make it better.
Yeah.
You know, we're meant to make tomorrow better than yesterday. That's what we're meant to do. And if we could all try and have a go at that, then it would be a much better place. Now, I know that's very fluffy and a great thing to say, and it's a lovely soundbite on a podcast, but in the real world, that doesn't work out. But I think I can, a little bit.
Love that.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely.
I think if, you know, the black kid from Manchester that got married, had kids, and then ended up settling down with a guy can go and raise 100 million quid in debt finance from people he's never met, you know, like to build data centers and a large language model called Mother, because he didn't have one. Like,
feels like a film. Like, it feels like a plot to a film now, doesn't it?
But like,
yeah, like,
anyone
I
can
love
do
it.
anything.
Anyone can do it.
Like, honestly, I know people say that all the time, but you honestly can. Like, I am not clever. I'm just driven. Do you know what I mean? Like, and that's just a mindset. That's not an academic thing. Like,
Yeah.
stick me in a test and I will flop. Like,
Yeah.
you know, but yeah, just wanting to do it and to just not taking no and not worrying about when people are turning against it, because we're not the best country for like people that do well. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
So,
my
oh
God.
God, we will tear you down. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you think you're better now. The amount of like crap I get from people in Manchester that I've known all my life.
Oh, really?
Oh, all the time. All the bloody time, especially when I won't do something. Like, you know,
You mean
like,
they ask you for something?
well,
or-
just all the time. Sometimes it's just like, seen you in that. Oh, don't really know what it was. And I'm like, well, okay, yeah, no, big gobby, aren't you? You know, like, oh, you've changed from school. Like,
Well,
you,
yeah.
yeah. You know, or the worst one, I get this quite a bit actually, is where people want something. You know, because like, just because you've gone in a certain direction, a lot of people that I hung around with are still sort of doing what we did when we
Yeah.
were kids.
Haven't changed.
Yeah, I'm sure you've got yourself. There's quite
Yeah.
a lot, and I think that happens a lot. You know, in anywhere, but I mostly know it from Manchester. But then people know that you've done well. The amount of times it's like, oh, can you be the guarantor on my apartment? Dude, I have not
Really?
seen you since I was 18 years old. I've still not seen you. You sent me a message on Facebook. Yeah. And then all of a sudden your Facebook blows up. Oh, fucking Chris Kenna.
Really?
Yeah, it happens a lot.
Wow.
So you just got to drown
need
that out.
to-
Just keep going.
Stay directional.
Yeah. I
Stay
have to change
zen.
my number every 3 years.
Do you really?
Yeah. So my phone number's not my WhatsApp number,
Okay.
because the WhatsApp I've kept. But
That explains this morning. I tried to WhatsApp you. And I was
Oh,
like,
okay.
we were trying to discuss this. Does he not use WhatsApp? He's a tech guy.
yeah, no. So
I was like,
my WhatsApp
mystery
stayed the
solved.
same. Oh, sorry. Yeah, no. So my WhatsApp stayed the same old number, but my phone number, I
Yeah.
change it every couple of years.
Right, got
when
you.
enough
Makes
people,
total sense.
You know, enough people find it out. You just, yeah, and it's one of them things with sticking your head above the parapet. It's one of them things with a mild amount of success. You know, I'm sure everybody.
Yeah, as
gets
soon
it.
as you stick your head up slightly, you start to get
Yeah.
haters.
Do you know what I've noticed as well? I know I'm totally going off in a tangent, but I told you I don't take Adderall. There's quite a lot of the people that have put their head above the parapet for business all seem to come from here.
What, from Manchester?
Yeah. Or from up north.
Yeah. What do you mean, like, say, Stephen Bartlett?
Yeah, Steve, like Dominic.
Yeah.
Even Hannah, you know, who else would I say? Ben, I know he's in Birmingham, pretty much hung around here. Yeah, just like...
Yeah, we were talking before about Lad Bible. And,
Yeah,
'cause they were
yeah.
all similar time where you were all starting businesses.
Yeah, all at the same time, all in the
Yeah.
same street, all on Dale Street.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, even the Kamanis, I know, Mr. Kamanis and Mahmood's.
Yeah.
You know, like I know Carol and him aren't together anymore, but they're, you know, just like even the Sons and them putting themselves out there and stuff like that. I don't know. There's a thing here.
There's a lot of good stuff happening here, isn't there?
There is a
and
thing.
I think it's kind of been forgotten, hasn't it?
Like,
yeah.
You know,
needs
like
to
if you're
come
going to
back.
name 20 big companies in the UK, I reckon 10 of them you're going to name going to come from here.
Yeah.
Or 20 of the most well-known companies. Do you know what I mean? And like even just up north, you know. I know it's a total tangent. You didn't even ask me a question. But yeah.
No, I love
Greg,
it. Like,
did you know Greggs comes from Newcastle?
Great. No, I did not know that either. Yeah.
And that Asda comes from Leeds.
And the two brothers, the Esser brothers.
Yeah. So they didn't found it.
No, but they've bought up a lot of stuff, haven't they?
Yeah. I think they've sold it again now.
From
haven't
petrol
they?
stations as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Quite
Oh yeah,
humble-
the 2 billionaire
humble beginnings.
guys.
Yeah.
Like just so much stuff. That,
Yeah,
like,
really good stuff happening. I love it. I think.
What's a big company in Liverpool?
Put me on the spot there.
I don't know.
Liverpool Football Club.
yeah.
Okay.
We'll edit one in. But there will be one.
Yeah, there will be. But
Um,
like, just like, it's quite nice to just.
No, I love it.
I think we need to remind ourselves more.
Totally. We've come to the end of our time together, Chris. It's absolutely flown by. Honestly, I love like your patriotism, like the energy to build. Like we've done so much of it in the past, and then we kind of lost it a bit. I think we've tried to please everybody else a bit too much. And I love the fact that you're on this like mission to bring it back.
Let's see how it goes.
Thank you so much for coming on today. It's been unbelievable. I'm going to be looking out as well in the papers then to see
To
Chris's
watch my
name and-
downfall.
No, not at all. Like interested to see what tangents they pull up and
Whatever they write about. I mean, I've always been a truth teller. I'll tell the truth. So whatever it is, we'll see.
love it. Thank you so much, Chris.
Pleasure. Thank you.